Hi everyone, happy Tip Tuesday. And today we're going to talk about something that even stresses me out. That's campaign planning for the holidays. Yep, it's here and it's time to do that. But before we jump into it, I'm Selah Shepard from SM Strategies, and this is Tip Tuesday, where I talk about all the latest and greatest tips and tricks with all things social media, including paid social and organic social media. Let's jump right into it. Holiday planning. It's so stressful to think about, but it's something you need to start planning for now in order to be successful in Q4. The thing about campaign planning and holiday planning is that it's only really working if you're doing it correctly now. Because what we're going to see happening is cost per clicks are going to more than double in Q4. At least that's what we've seen the last couple of years. This year's been a little bit more unpredictable, but we know it's going to get more expensive. Facebook has already predicted it's going to get more expensive as more and more advertisers jump on the platform to start advertising for Q4. So what can you do to be prepared? The first tip I have for you today is to start prospecting early. That means start your campaigns to brand new audiences who know nothing about who you are and what your brand is, and start that now, because those are going to more than double in the amount it costs to run those campaigns. So right now you're going to be running a lot of prospecting, so make sure you're running traffic campaigns and even conversion campaigns and optimize for add to cart to brand new audiences right now. Also try setting up specific videos for these new audiences, because what you're going to be doing right now is prospecting to them so that if they haven't bought from you, come Q4, you can retarget them with your special offer, which I'll get to next, and they'll purchase from you, and it will be less expensive to run retargeting than it will be prospecting Q4. So set up your prospecting now, find audiences who have never interacted with your brand before, and start getting them to land on your website or getting them to watch your video so that you can retarget to them in the future. Okay, the second tip I have for you is to start setting up those custom audiences if you haven't already done that. So that's people who may have added to cart but didn't purchase, people who initiate checkout, people who interact with your page a certain amount of times, people who spend a certain amount of time on your website. Start creating those now so they can continue to populate and grow, and then you can retarget them when we get to Q4, just like we just talked about. So get those custom audiences set up. The next tip I have for you is to start thinking about creative now. I know that sounds draining, but you need to do it. Specifically, you need to start planning creative for Instagram stories. We predict that Instagram stories are going to be less expensive than the other platforms, such as Facebook newsfeed and right placement even. It might be cheaper than that. So make sure you're planning creative for Instagram stories, because we predict that that will be less expensive. And again, you want your dollar to go as far as possible during Q4. So also start planning out your sales and deals and get your offers settled in. What are you going to be offering in Q4? Get that written out. Start planning the creative for that now so that you don't have to stress about that later. Okay, the next tip I have for you is to make sure that everything is working correctly. So that means making sure that you have a payment method that is going to be the payment method all through the rest of the year. So if you have a credit card that's about to expire, make sure you change that in Facebook, because you don't want to have any payment issues during the holiday campaigns. Also make sure that everybody who has access. So if there are people on your team who are going to need to respond to comments or look at your analytics, whatever it might be, make sure that everybody who needs to be in these campaigns has the correct access and that it's working correctly. Also, make sure that you have your pixel and your catalog up and working correctly. Sometimes these can actually expire if you haven't used them for long enough. So make sure your catalog's up and running correctly. Make sure your pixel's firing. I see a lot of clients all the time who have pixels who have been running for years, and all of a sudden the pixel will start double firing, triple firing, even quadruple firing. So make sure they're running correctly. Okay, and also after you've done all of that, run a test run. So make sure it's working correctly. You know, not exactly a holiday campaign, but maybe run a sale or special or something beforehand so that you know that everything is working and running smoothly before Q4 rolls around. Okay, and then the last tip I have for you is before your sale starts, make sure you launch your campaign a lot earlier than you think. Usually right now we're seeing it only takes ads like 2 to 3 hours to get approved. But during Q4, that could more than double. It could take 12 hours. It could take 24 hours to get an ad approved. So make sure your campaigns are set up, ready to run, and you run them early. Either schedule them for a few days before you want your sale to start, or just push them through manually, but know that you need to have extra time. So that's it. I ran through a lot today. So if you have any questions or concerns, or if you're planning for the holidays and you need help figuring it out, please put a comment below or send me a message. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I'll help you through the rest of Q4. Just got to hit that subscribe button. Okay, thanks so much. Thanks, everyone.